out of a possible 31.
And that's a long drive by Steve Wilson. And a three-run home run
for Chris Larson. He's now got 12 RBI.
So Chris Larson scores South Formosa, and Steve Wilson
9 of 13.
And Johnny Blaze is on top.
Clears the bases. Now the cleanup.
I was on duty this morning with the Bays,
Formosa,
and they've been in the same dugout, it seems like, I know, for all 3 games, the visiting team. These boys, being from the Northwest, find it brutally hot out here, Bernie. Looks like the LSU Tigers are victorious, 30 to 26.
They held them off, didn't they?
Goal line stand right, right at the end of the game. Les Miles and the Tigers moved to 4-0. The number 17 in the country.
Hitter Ed Vega. Vega with 2 home runs in this series. He's driven
Joey Formosa pops out for the first out of the inning. 3 runs are in on the 3-run home run by Chris Larson. Big Ed Vega, the batter.
Vega watches the first pitch. And Vega down the left field line, and that's gone. The second home run.
Third home run of the series. He's now
of the contest for Johnny Blaze.
4-0, the Johnny Blaze lead brings up Ryan Fong, the middle infielder.
Vega drilling it straight over the left field wall. That's 4 runs in.
We'll see what Brian Fong can do. Of course, all the exciting action from yesterday is up, and it has been archived on USSSA.com. If you want to relive any of the exciting moments from yesterday's contest, you can do so. On that same page, Brian Fong passed a diving Mitch Mabe off the glove of Oscar Shipley. And there's a base hit. So Johnny Blaze continues with a hot bat as the middle infielder gets aboard. Here's Will Watson, the left fielder. And Watson with a base hit back up the middle. So a little small ball here for Johnny Blaze, but it's been successful to go along with those 2 home runs.
You would figure in the heat of the day here, 4 o'clock, not a breath of air out there. The ball might not travel as well, but Johnny Blaze has 2 home runs here in the top of the first. And Watson's ball right between the legs of Oscar Shipley. They have runners at first and second and 1 away.
Brandon Murray with 2 aboard. What can he do for Johnny Blaze?
Big catcher out of Picayune, Mississippi. I believe he has just gotten called out on strikes.
And so he is retired for out number 2.
Murray is retired on strikes for out number 2. And that brings up Matt Bunn.
Matt Bunn is at the plate now. Bunn, the right fielder in this game.
People may be able to hear our announcer, stadium announcer, Kevin Croft, she introduces the players.
Oh, yes.
Bunn not happy with the called strike.
And he hits it on the ground, and that should do it for the inning. Randall Poplin tags the bag, inning over, but 2 home runs by Johnny Blaze. The difference, they are up 4-0. T&R Stucco will come to the plate for the first time
and that'll do
in
it
the bottom
for
of the
Johnny
first.
Blaze. But the number 11 seed in the tournament comes out strong. They post 4 runs on 5 hits. They strand 2. We go to the bottom of the first for T&R Stucco. They look to respond with Branch, Mabe, and Maddox. Let's introduce the Johnny Blaze defensive alignment as they have taken the field. Their pitcher is Justin Mucciarelli. His battery mate is Brandon Murray. The first baseman is Steve Wilson. At second base is Jess Maloney. The third baseman is Chris Larson, and the shortstop is Joey Formosa. Through the outfield in left is Will Watson. The center fielder is Sal Formosa. The right fielder is Matt Bunn, and the middle infielder is Brian Fong. Leading things off for the number 5 seed in the tournament, T&R Stucco, is Jason Branch. Branch batting 6 of 12 in this year's series. He's got 1 home run. He's driven in 5.
Jason Branch is going to lead off here in the bottom of the first inning.
T&R Stucco was defeated 27-12 in game 21. They moved to the bracket here in game 25.
Mooch makes the grab to retire the fly ball of Branch for out number 1.
1 away.
And that brings up Mitch Mabe. Mabe batting 9 of 12 for the
very
series
quick out there for Johnny
750
Blaze. And Mitch Mabe to the plate.
Mitch Mabe has been hitting the ball very well and very consistently over the 3 games that T&R Stucco has played.
Mabe watches ball 1. And Mabe, a liner right back up the middle. There's the first base hit of the ball game for T&R Stucco.
Mabe continues his hot hitting streak.
Up the middle.
He drives it right through Mucciarelli.
Maddox among the leaders on his team with 8 driven in. He's batting 5 of 9.
Tim Maddox, the shortstop, at the plate. And he has a base hit as he lifts that one into right center field. Mabe will hold at third. Maddox at first, and there's runners on the corners.
Moves over to third. So runners on
2 hits in the inning
for number 35, Rich
Timmy Maddox drives it into right center field.
Goulash with 8 RBI in the series. He's driven in 1, batting 8 of 9.
So Rich Goulash is at the plate with runners on the corners and only an out. And he watches the first pitch. Goulash fouled it into the stands. That's strike 1.
Goulash with that inside out swing fouls that one away.
And Goulash lifts it towards Sal Formosa in center field. Mitch Mabe will tag. He'll come in to score the first run of the ball game for T&R Stucco, and it's 4-1.
Goulash lifts the sacrifice fly to center field. There on the catch is Formosa. Mabe comes in to score, so T&R Stucco is on the board, making way with 2 outs for middle.
What do you think about the Seminoles losing today to South Florida?
I know South Florida has a tough team. I didn't see the final score when I was down in the dressing room, but I don't know that that's that big a surprise. Of course, Bobby Bowden and his staff felt they had an excellent team starting off the year, but tough break there.
Randall Poplin down the line, fair ball. Here comes Tim Maddox. He'll turn the corner at third and head towards home. And an RBI double for Randall Poplin.
Poplin laced that right down the line to left field off the chalk line. He scoots into second base, and big Tim Maddox rolls around and he scores. 2 runs in, 2 outs. Blaze has 4, Stucco 2. We're still in the bottom half of the first inning.
So a runner in scoring position again for T&R Stucco as they look to cut into this early Johnny Blaze lead. 2 home runs the difference for Johnny Blaze. We've yet to see T&R Stucco with a home run, and a nice play there. Joey Formosa able to make the throw, but it's not in time. That was a tough play as he had to go way into the hole to get that one. I think he threw it off balance to first.
Definitely so tough play. 1 hopper over to first base. Steve Wilson was able to come up with it on the short hop. First base umpire Don Toto Lombard right on top of the play with the safe call. Formosa unable to get a lot of steam on that one. So runners at first and second. 2 away.
And John Dutch maybe with a chance to give T&R Stucco their first lead of the ball game.
He has plenty of power.
And he lifts this one towards the gap in right field. Coming in is Matt Bunn, and he can't make the play. That'll score Randall Poplin. Donnie Burkhalter holds at third. And John Dutch with a single. Nice effort there in center field.
John Dutch kind of a bloop there in right center field. With 2 outs, the runners were moving. And Poplin was able to score easily. And big Donnie Burkhalter from Ocoee, Florida, lumbers into third. So runners at first and third. 2 outs, 4-3 here in the bottom of the first.
And Brent Griffin drives this one into the corner. And we're having some technical difficulties here with our computer being frozen. So we may have to drop this broadcast and bring it right back up. So stay with us. We'll see as Brent Griffin is going to tie this game. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. We apologize about the inconvenience of having to drop the broadcast for a second. It's 5-4. That's which you missed. A couple more singles and Brian Arnold grounding out to end the inning. And Justin Mucciarelli leads off the top of the second in a one-run contest. It's 5-4, T&R Stucco in the lead. And he hits a shot to left field, and it one-hops into the glove of John Dutch.
Umpires for today's game, Dan Sullivan out of New Hampshire behind the plate. Don Lombard out of Kansas over at first.
Pushes the ball to the left side. That brings up just
Carlos Childress out at second from Florida. Steve Christie.
Maloney batting 5 of 9 in this year's series.
He's over at third.
Grounded, and it could be two. May to Maddox for one, and Maddox threw it away. Or was it Poplin that threw it away?
That was Poplin. May flipped it over to Poplin. High reach by Poplin. As he's coming down, he throws it over Goulash's head and rattles around on the dugout.
Maloney with a fielder's choice.
So we end up with Maloney on first, the out at second. There's one away. We're in the top of the second.
So Maloney aboard on that fielder's choice, and we're back to the top of the lineup in South Formosa. He singled and scored back to begin this contest.
See you working. Attaboy.
And he hammers that one into the stands. Always a lot of conversations about balls and strikes. And South Formosa's really lucky that he didn't just get ejected there.
And then that brings up Steve.
Doing some vociferous arguing. This will bring up Big Country Steve Wilson. That's the second batter to be called out on strikes so far in this game.
But when we do baseball games, when I call softball games, one of the things that the analysts and I talk about is that you have to be aware of each individual umpire, like it or not, always has their own way of interpreting a strike zone. So that's where in the dugout, some of these players I think need to start paying attention to what's being called a ball, what's being called a strike, and then they themselves can go to the plate and have an intelligent idea of what's happening. And as opposed to arguing, as we see this ground out to end the inning, they'll be aware that, hey, I'm just not going to get that called a ball. It's going to be called a strike all day long.
Well, the one thing in slow pitch, it's pitched up there at 4 miles an hour and hit it back at 104. But your analogy is exactly right. Every umpire has his strike zone, and he gets in that zone. The pitcher must adjust to him, or the batter must adjust to him, not the other way around. So they should be fully aware that South Formosa is going to come by and talk to him.
And there's always so much arguing and bickering over the balls and strikes, but no matter what you're going to do, whether you're yelling at the umpire, screaming about it on a message board or not, at the end of the day, it happens in every game. I mean, you're not seeing Greg Maddox get up there and arguing that he's not getting the outside corner of the plate. I mean, every once in a while they get furious about it, but it's part of a game. It's part that you cannot change. So when in doubt, you got to swing the bat.
Well, if it's close enough, the umpire to call a strike, you should be swinging.
I mean, you have every advantage in the world in this game if you're a batter. It's certainly not set up as a pitching game.
Fans throughout the entire conference USSSA season. T&R Stucco won 2 tournaments during the season.
Discussion, I think, is complete. Stucco's coming to bat. We'll see where it goes from here.
Winning in Georgia and South Texas.
But the umpire, Dan Sullivan, behind the plate, consistent. If you're consistent for both teams, calling it the same way, there should be no argument.
That's all you can ask for.
That is correct. Everybody wants to, you know, if you're consistent for me the 1st to the 5th to the 7th, then you'll have no problem.
And when in doubt, swing the bat. There's really no reason to go down called on strikes in this game.
Don't give the umpire a chance. Hit your pitch. Hit it well.
Jason Branch here leading off the top of the 2nd inning. And he hits it on the ground. It's gloved by Chris Larson, who throws across the diamond for out number 1.
Larson at 3rd with a pickup and throw. They get Branch at 1st.
The rants I never understand from the players. Mitch Maves at the plate.
Yeah, it ends up being part of the game, especially the higher the level, and we're at the top level here in the Men's Major World Series. They tend to do a little more ranting and raving.
Mabe on the ground. Larson has a 2nd out. Nice glove there by Steve Wilson. I mean, at the end of the day, if the players really want, you could get the ESPN K-Zone and have a green light when it's a strike and a red light when it's a ball. But I mean, that's part of this game, is the human element of the umpires.
Well, I firmly believe, of course, and people say I'm prejudiced, but I believe the umpires certainly get far more right than wrong. It'd be real interesting to have that K-Zone, see exactly how many they get correct.
My understanding, Major League Baseball, that's one of the things that they have implemented this season, is at the end of the game, they're able to come back and take a look at their record on how close they were at many of the stadiums. Oh, Joey Formosa picked up his glove too quick there, and it just scooted underneath. And look at the hustle by Tim Maddox. That should have been a 1-2-3 inning.
Well, Formosa once again got caught peeking. He lifts up his glove. He's looking to throw. Now Maddox stands at 2nd. There is 2 away. And the big boy from first base, Rich Goulash. Rich been around this game quite a few years.
This one is driven by Rich Goulash, but right at Will Watson. In the side retired, only an air. Got a base runner there for T&R Stucco. Essentially, they got an extra out there in that inning. It's 5-4.
For T&R Stucco, they score none. They screen 1. They get no hits. It's a 5-4 ball game. Bagels on the board for the 2nd inning. We now move to the 3rd for Larson, Formosa, and Vega.
Johnny Blaze leads off with Chris Larson. here in the top of the third.
We've continually discussed between innings the arguing of balls and strikes. I firmly believe toughest job in America is to call the men's major World Series behind the plate in any game, because no matter what you do, most people you'll satisfy as 50%. And they're not going to say anything, but the other 50% are going to really ride you on every.
Well, they're always going to be on both sides of the fence, and at the end of the day, no matter what level, if you went home and you watched Major League Baseball at night, the top level pitchers in that league are always going to get maybe a little bit outside, especially when they're really hitting their marks. Greg Maddux over the years, he's on his game. He shows that he can hit his mark, as we have Joey Formosa ground into a fielder's choice. When Maddux is hitting his spot, he may get the ball an extra inch or two off the plate. Also, if you get a great batting player at the plate in Major League Baseball that's known for having a great eye, the umpire may be less likely to ring that guy up as well.
You're exactly right, Bernie.
And for people not to understand that part of the game is baffling to me. Ed Vega's at the plate with one away. And he's given Johnny Blaze the lead for the second time today. There's a two-run home run. That's the second home run of the contest for Ed Vega. He had a solo shot and now a two-run blast here, so maybe he can go for the cycle hitting home runs. A single, a two-run home run, and go maybe for a grand slam next time it comes up.
We'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Here's Brian Fung, and he lines it over the glove of Rich Goulash and into right field.
You begin to wonder just how many games in a row Johnny Blaze can play in this heat. It's brutal down there. As I said earlier, there's not a breath of wind. And this is their third game of the day. If they win this, they'll play at 8:30 against the winner of Dan Smith and GTL.
Now there's a lot of teams that come down to Florida and struggle this time of year in many levels of sports that play outside because of the heat and the humidity.
Well, I've been here since the year 2000. We've seen everything from a cool snap to 100 degrees.
Well, we're getting close. Great weather in Florida is probably only 2 or 3 weeks away. Well, a lot of us will turn off our air conditioners.
Yeah,
from what I understand, talking to Jeff Wallace, he thinks that I am crazy that I only have mine at 78 degrees as Will Watson draws a walk. Some of the Northerners I hear, they're down to like 68 degrees on their thermostat at home. Obviously, I'm not ready to get that bill.
No, I keep mine at 78. That's the magic number.
I hear that's the magic number as far as energy savings is concerned.
That's what I read when I moved here.
But we'll be able to turn the air conditioning off in about a month, as the weather will turn to almost perfect for about half a year. Murray pops it up, and it's going to be taken by Poplin.
Poplin up the middle, goes back into shallow center field.
Well, that's the second out of the inning.
There's 2 away now.
2 runs are in. The lead is 6-5 in favor of Blaze. And we just sit here and bake and bake. This is as hot. It seems like, you know, we're kind of in a, you know, valley here with the stands and the berms surrounding us and the big scoreboard. It's like we're not getting any air.
Well, and that's a big difference, especially living my entire life as Matt Buns of the plate, living in Florida. And for those of you visiting in the summer, there's a major difference if you're going to go to a Miami or something like that on the coast, as Bun is going to single in a run. You get a little breeze on the coast. Not a whole lot here in Central Florida.
Comes home from second to score. Watson moves over to second. So there's 2 outs and 2
Will
on.
Watson on second, bunt.
Move to the single back in the second.
Brings in a run.
Nice piece of hitting by Matt Bunn. So Blaze has 2 runners on, one at first, one at second. That run there should have given them the lead.
Oh, it did. Our scoreboard operator here is put the runs in the wrong column. Not what you guys are watching at home, but here at the stadium. And they still haven't figured out whatever it is for them to update the information and to backpedal. I'm going to assume David DiDonatis has us correct. He's always on top of things. Thought that he may be a run or so ahead. Into right field, Brent Griffin throws it to the plate. That gets by Burkhalter, and that's going to cost T&R Stucco another run.
2-run score on the single by Mucciarelli to right field.
So Mooch singles to right. The score now is 9 for Blaze and 5 for T&R Stucco. So the correct score is 9-5.
Second baseman batting, Just Maloney.
And we're still in the top of the third. Mooch is at second, and Jess Maloney the batter.
Big inning with 2 outs.
They put
for Johnny
12
Blaze.
runs. Johnny Blaze put 12 runs in the top of the first this morning against, the Blitz Watanabe team, and then Watanabe came back and made a great game out of it.
Maloney draws the 2-out walk, and now the top of the order, Sal Formosa.
Two on, 2 out. And we're back to the top of the lineup in Sal Formosa. And Formosa lifts this one. John Dutch is going to come in. He'll settle under it and make the play. But Johnny Blaze leads for the second time today. T&R Stucco will have their chance to tie it up when we come back. 2009 USSSA Men's Major World Series presented on USSSA.com by Busch Light.
Now goes to the top, bottom of the third. For T&R Stucco, they look to respond with Poplin, Burkhalter, and Dutch. Leading off the bottom of the third for T&R Stucco, a member of the conference USSSA first team, Randall Poplin.
Randall Poplin flies out to Sal Formosa. That's how we
Formosa
begin
goes back towards the track in
the
center
bottom of the third.
to growl the fly ball of
Poplin gave it a pretty good ride out there.
24, Donnie Burkhalter.
And Formosa chases it down.
Run scored in the first.
T&R Stucco's Jackie Hayes said he comes from a small town in Virginia. I've been knowing Jackie for a number of years. Said he'd like to say hi to his twin grandchildren.
Donnie Burkhalter with a liner for a base hit.
Burkhalter drives the ball to left field. One out and runner on.
Well, there was a lot of talk about the Hurricanes making it to the national championship game, and it's very early, but they are down 14-0 to the Hokies of Virginia Tech.
Too early for any talk for somebody to be at the national champion.
Well, they're just talking about the U is back.
Well, I think they're back.
Great year. Other upset around college football right now. Oregon is up on Cal, 11-3.
Sounds like a baseball score.
Of course, your LSU Tigers able to hold on.
Yes, sir.
Next week they'll take on Georgia.
A little bit tougher team, I think, than Mississippi State was today. They'd best be ready. And right here we have Johnny Blaze and T&R Stucco.
And John Dutch, a liner into right field for a one-out base hit.
Dutch with a shot over on the right side.
Burkhalter to second.
Just one out for right fielder Brent Griffin.
And here's Brent Griffin.
An RBI single in the first.
Little side note, Bernie, Gino Burdick in the home run derby contest last night was blanked. He hit one off the wall, and I said, hey, Gino, you should have ate an extra French fry for lunch. You might have got it out. He was teasing and chastising me this morning.
Yeah, what did he tell you?
He said, that's a low blow. And I said, for as many times as you've gotten me over the years, I was just glad all of a sudden something came to mind. We had a good time with each other. And Gino from O&S Piles.
I think they call that last pitch a sidearm pitch. Is that?
Yeah, it must be a distinctive underhand motion. You can't pitch sidearm. That's an unfairly delivered pitch.
Brent Griffin to right field. Bunn is on the run, and he's going to be able to hold it before it goes to the ball. But look at Burkhalter coming around, and the throw, I thought it was waiting for him.
I thought it was
Let's watch it on this.
Yes, let's see. Pretty close play. Now, he says he got around the tag. Now, everybody's coming down to discuss it. And coach comes out here.
And I'm sorry there that I didn't have a replay going. The unfortunate thing is we just need some more crew. If we had some more crew, we had the ability to replay and a whole bunch of things. But
well, with
the skeleton crew that we have, sometimes I forget to push the start on the replay.
Well, here we go. Not Oscar.
You're working hard enough. What else you working?
Oscar's coming to the plate, so he's going to hit. Big Donnie Burkhalter rounded third. The throw came in. It looked like Big Country Steve Wilson was waiting for him. Burkhalter with a nice slide ruled safe. Now the score is 9-6 with one away.
And Oscar Shipley at the plate, and he lines it by Joey Formosa, who thought for a moment about laying out, but instead will let it go into left field. Dutch to third, Griffin to second, Oscar Shipley is at first.
Member of the Class A All-World team from the Class A World Tournament.
I don't know if it's just me, but the announcers seem to be a whole lot louder today on the stadium.
Oh, it's just maybe how our feed is potted into there. We have a direct line
Maybe so.
Bases loaded, Brian Arnold here. Somehow our machine may be being overworked. It is frozen again. That scores a run. Stand by with us. I apologize.
He walks in Dutch.
We'll be right back.
T&R Stucco is pushed to the top of their order, and Jason Branch.
All right, we're back. Mitch Mabe had a 3-run home run. It's 11-9, and Tim Maddox is going to fly out to retire the side. We apologize for dropping for a second.
Bond in right field.
Not sure, maybe it's been a long weekend for the computer with the 30 games being on.
And that'll do it.
We will have top of the fourth from Disney right after this.
6 runs on 5 hits. They strand nobody. And importantly, they jump out to a 2-run, 11-9 advantage at the end of 3. We now move to the top of the 4th, where the 11th seed looks to respond with Wilson, Larson, and Formosa. Leading off the 4th inning, Steve Wilson.
Steve Wilson leads off the top of the 4th. 11-9 our score. David DiDonatis, Matt O'Hare, Paul O'Leary. Our crew bringing you these games.
And a crackerjack crew they are.
There's out number 1, Mitch Mabe
with the
Rich Goulash.
Wilson at first. There's one away for third baseman Chris.
Wilson grounds to Mabe. Mabe flips it to Goulash. There's one away. T&R has 11. Blaze has 9. Blaze is batting here in the top half of the 4th.
Chris Larson into left field. And it hops in front of John Dutch.
One out single to left for Chris Larson. Brings up shortstop Joey Formosa.
So 1 on, 1 out. And Joey Formosa popped out in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 2 today.
Formosa works him for a walk.
Formosa draws the 1-out walk. Now runners on first and second for Ed Vega. Vega 2 for 2 in the game with 2 home runs. He has knocked in 3.
Well, we told you they got a solo home run in the first, a 2-run home run in the third, and he has a chance to get a 3-run home run right here. That'll line us up nicely for maybe a grand slam next time he comes to the plate.
Don't be surprised, because Ed Vega, he's on a tear right now, and he may just do it. No, sir.
Yeah, this time he keeps the ball in the park, but he's going to get another RBI tacked onto his total. He has 4 on the game. Chris Larson comes in to score.
Larson comes in to score. As Blaze pulls within 1, 10-9, 10-11 now to score. And that brings up Brian Fong. Fong 2 for 2 in the game.
So Brian Fong at the plate with 2 on and 1 out.
Fong, a great defensive middle infielder. This morning's first game, he began 3 double plays.
On the ground, they apply the tag for 1, throw to second for 2. Brilliant play there by the infield to end the inning.
Well, Maddox picks up the ball, chases the runner down between second and third. Able to flip it back over to Mabe. They got the double play, and they only scored 1 run here. Blaze with run on a couple of hits, 1 runner left. Going to that bottom of the 4th, T&R leads 11-10.
But for Blaze, you get 1 run, 2 hits.
Hey, this is Brett Helmer. I'm Brian Wegman. Getting ready to drop some bombs with the 09 Easton bat line.
Now batting Rich Goulash.
Rich Goulash will lead off his Stucco squad up by 1, and a nice run there for Matt Bunn.
In right field grabs a fly ball to Goulash to make out number 1. That brings up Randall Poplin.
And there's 1 away here.
Class A All-World Tournament team.
Poplin, a member of the USSSA Conference USSSA team. First team all-conference player, also a member of the men's A World all-world team. Pretty fun guy to be around too.
Poplin pops it up towards center field. Sal Formosa under it, out number 2.
Quickly burning 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Poplin flies out there in center field is Formosa to make the grab.
And that brings up Donnie Burkhalter.
Burkhalter 2 for 2 in the game. He scored twice.
It's our final year bringing this tournament to you in standard definition. Next year, we'll have it for you in high definition. That'll be pretty wild, right?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Next year, majority of our broadcasts on USSSA.com will be that way. Just waiting for some updates. But all of our cameras are ready. And that'll be pretty stunning, I'm sure. to watch and enjoy at home.
Big Donnie was a participant in our home run derby contest last night.
Oh, nice glove, Joey Formosa, but he threw it away. Steve Wilson tried to stretch for it, and Burkholder pulls into second.
Actually, they moved Ed Vega down there to first.
Burkholder
He's disgusted with himself.
1 on and 2 out for John Dutch. Dutch 2 for 2 in the game. He's driven in 1.
As Formosa with the long throw over there pulls Vega off. They're going to bring in a pinch runner, it looks like, for Burkholder. That, I believe, is Jeff Turnbow. So Turnbow in to run, 2 away.
Here's John Dutch. And Dutch hits this one into right field, and that one I thought at first was going towards the gap, but it kept turning, and it turned right into Matt Bunn, and that retires the side. T&R Stucco strands 2. They're blanked in the bottom of the 4th. They're up by only 1.
They scored on. They strand 1. We played through 4. Number 5 seeds Stucco with a 1-run advantage over the number 11 seed Johnny Blaze. Duo up for Blaze are Watson, Murray, and Vaughn. Jeff Turnbow now catching. Turnbow, the pinch runner for Burkholder, stays in to catch. Now batting number 12, Will Watson. Watson 1 for 1 in the game with a single.
Will Watson leads off top half of the 5th inning. Alongside Rick Robertson, Bernie Gunther with you.
There's a
great
bullet
play on the infield. Randall Poplin? Or is that Mabe?
That was Randall Poplin, I believe, who had moved over.
That brings up catcher Brandon Murray.
He one hopper right there for the first out of the inning.
1 away, and Brandon Murray coming to the plate. It's a 1-run contest. T&R Stucco on top of Johnny Blaze. Blaze, the visitor, running out of opportunities here. Murray lifts this one towards right field. Brent Griffin on the run, and he hauls it down just a step or 2 from the warning track. So 2 quick outs for Johnny Blaze here in the 5th inning.
Fly ball of Murray. There's quickly 2 away now from right fielder Matt Bunn. Bunn with an RBI single and runs scored in the 3rd.
we just got the lineup card for Dan Smith. They'll take on GTL next. Coming up in about 30 minutes, Matt Bunn. Down the line, into the corner. Great glove there by John Dutch as he tracks that one down in fair territory. And it's a 1-2-3 top of the fifth. T&R Stucco will have a chance to add to their one-run advantage. In the bottom of the fifth, you're watching the 2009 USSSA Men's Major World Series streamed to you live on USSSA.com, presented by Busch Light.
Betting number 20, Brent Griffin.
Brent Griffin will lead off the bottom of the fifth. T&R Stucco with a big opportunity here to put up a number and maybe take Johnny Blaze out of this ball game. Griffin lines it to Will Watson in left field.
Griffin with a single to left field.
And that's a base hit. That brings up Oscar Shipley.
Pitcher, Oscar Shipley. Shipley 2 for 2 in the game. He's driven in 1.
Ray, come this way. Come this way. You need a kiss. Oh, no. You can't sit close to this because if they foul ball, the ball will come through and hit you in the face.
Down the right field line, curling, and it's going to bounce just foul. Matt Bunn was on the run, and Johnny Blaze very thankful that that one turned right at the last moment.
Real kiss.
Oscar Shipley will try it again. This time he hammers it towards center field, and it'll be an easy play for Salfel Morsa, who gets under it for out number 1. Bottom of the lineup now for T&R Stucco. It's Brian Arnold.
There's one away now for number 14, Brian Arnold.
Back up the middle, Arnold has a base hit. Brent Griffin on the move, he goes to third.
Arnold with a drive, Griffin advances over to third. So his representing runners down for the top of the order. And number 33, Dustin Roberts.
Dustin Roberts is at the plate. with only one away and runners on the corners. Johnny Blaze blanked in the second, blanked in the top of the fifth. They need to hold T&R Stucco at bay. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. The loser is done. Down the line, and look out if you're Brent Griffin on third. He almost had his head taken off. Dan Smith, GTL, coming your way on our air next. We just received the lineup cards. And then at 7, it's Presmondo and Longhall. The winner of this game and the winner of Dan Smith GTL will be our final game tonight at 8:30 p.m. On the ground, look at the hop there, and Chris Larson able to glove it, but the throw to second, not in time. That was a wicked bounce. Almost looked like it hit a rock or something in the infield.
Justin Roberts with an infield single. Everybody's safe all around. That brings up number 16, Mitch Mabe. Mabe 2 for 3 in the game, including a 3-run homer.
So that brings Mitch Mabe to the plate with a chance to blow this thing wide open. Bases are loaded. And with T&R Stucco being the home team, they have a tremendous advantage. Johnny Blaze down to their final 6 outs. This could be it for the inning, though. Maloney threw it to second for 1, but Joey Formosa unable to keep his balance.
Maloney at second with the stop. And Roberts at second base.
That's the second out of the inning. It scores a run.
T&R now with a 12-10 advantage.
As Brent Griffin comes in. Mabe aboard on the fielder's choice. Branch is watching as Tim Maddox, the shortstop, comes to the plate. Maddox singled and scored in the first. He reached on an error in the second. He's 1 for 2. He waits on this one, hits it towards the gap. Matt Bunn, a long way to run, and it's going to fall for an extra base hit. Maddox holds it second. It scores 2, and it's 14-10.
Double by Tim Maddox.
Mabe and Arnold both come in to score.
14-10 now as Stucco extends their advantage, and they push to the plate Rich Goulash.
Ooh, nice glove again. Chris Larson across the diamond, side retired. T&R Stucco tacks on 3 more. Big double there by Tim Maddox, and they've extended their lead to 14-10.
They strand 1. We played through 5. It's a 14-10 T&R Stucco advantage. 2 up for Johnny Blaze in the top of the 6th. Bucciarelli, Maloney, and Formosa. Branch re-entering the game in center field. Jason Branch re-entering.
Johnny Blaze trails by 4. The squad out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Leading off for Johnny Blaze, Justin Mucciarelli.
And Mucciarelli, or Mooch as they call him, leads off. We're in the top of the 6th inning. And right back up the middle, a base hit for Justin Mooch. And that brings up Jess Maloney. Johnny Blaze desperately needs a big inning here. Nice swing there, and a liner right out to left field, and John Dutch able to track it down. But it's back-to-back singles, and we're back to the top of the lineup in Sal Formosa. Not sure why our natural sound mic has so much static in it, but we'll work to get that taken care of. Maybe running out of battery downstairs. Sal Formosa into left field, and that one falls in front of Dutch. They're going to wave around Mooch, and he comes in to score. Maloney to second. Formosa has brought the Blaze to within 3.
Still nobody out for Steve Wilson.
Come on. Stay locked, Cuzzy.
Once again, if you want to relive any of our coverage, it has all been archived up to this game, and tonight's games likely will be online on USSSA.com tomorrow morning. Kelly and Steve Saluch, part of the IP and IT department for USSSA.com, doing a nice job getting those games up quickly. And the home run derby is there as well. Steve Wilson, with one swing of the bat, he could tie this game at 14. Wilson walked in the first, grounded out in the second, and grounded out in the fourth. And he's going to pop out here in the 6th. Infield fly rule in effect.
Wilson is retired on the infield fly. 1 out for number 22, Chris Larson. Larson 2 for 2 in the game, including a 3-run homer.
Here's Chris Larson. Whoa, what a glove there for Brian Arnold.
Arnold at third grabs the laser shot by Larson.
Nice catch for out number 2.
Joey Formosa.
And this is a big last out for Johnny Blaze. They desperately need to at least tie this thing, you would imagine, if they're going to have a chance to win the contest with T&R Stucco, the home team. And Formosa's going to fly out to end the inning. So a disastrous 4th, 5th, and 6th for Johnny Blaze. They're only able to muster 2 runs in that entire 3-span of innings. And T&R Stucco with a big advantage. They're the home team up by 3.
For Poplin, Turnbow, and Dutch. Leading off for T&R Stucco here in the bottom of the 6th, Randall Hopland.
Randall Hopland will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. T&R Stucco a chance to put this game away right here. Base hit to begin the bottom of the 6th. They're up by 3. They're the home team in this contest.
And that brings up.
And if they can tack on, I would think 3 runs here, it'd be almost assured that they would get the victory. Jeff Turnbow pinch hitting for Donnie Burkhalter, and he lifts it into right field. And Matt Bunhouse out number 1.
There's now one away for left fielder John Dutch. Dutch 2 for 3 in this game.
Here's John Dutch with 1 away. Johnny Blaze desperately needs to blank T&R here. T&R Stucco blanked in the 2nd, blanked in the 4th. They scored 5 in the 1st, 6 in the 3rd, and added 3 more in the bottom of the 5th. On the ground, what a play! Chris Larson lays out. Brilliant defense.
Laying it all out of
for out number 2.
Larson to grab the line drive of Dutch. Now 2 away for Brent Griffin. Griffin 3 for 3 in the game. He's driven in 2.
So 2 away, and here's Brent Griffin.
So we're back, and I'm back in the bottom of the 6th here. That's 2 outs, Bernie, 1 runner on.
That's correct. We
Stucco.
said if Johnny Blaze is to have a chance, I said they needed a 0 here.
Yeah, that would be key, and that may just,
Joey Formosa, we've seen him backhanded a couple times, just couldn't get the ball to hang in the glove there.
Tough chance, unable to make the play.
There's now 2 on and 2 out.
Runners at first, second.
Second base hit here in the 6th. Here's Oscar Shipley. Shipley through the infield for a base hit. Will Watson fields it, but Randall Hopland is going to come in to score, and that might be the final nail on the coffin. It's 15-11.
And that makes way for third baseman Brian Arnold.
Johnny Blaze, of course, is going to have to score at least 4 at this point to continue the ball game and hold T&R Stucco to no offense, as they are the visitors in this contest. They'll bat in the top of the 7th after they get this final out. Here in the 6th, Brian Arnold
Hey, Don, it's Rick. Just got the message.
Oh, right off the pitcher. The scoop, the toss to second. That ends the inning. T&R Stucco only able to score one. We'll see what the Blaze can do. They need 4 to force the bottom of the 7th.
And that closes the book on the 6th inning for T&R Stucco. They get 1 run on 2 hits. They strand 2. We played through 6. Johnny Blaze comes to bat with a 4-run deficit, but they put to the plate Vega, Fong, and Watson. Leading off at Vega. Vega 3 for 3 in the game. He's driven in 4 runs on the power of 2 homers.
All right, final 3 outs left in Johnny Blaze's 2009 season. They're trying to live to see at least the bottom of the 7th. But they're down out of their final 2 outs. John Dunn has it as Ed Vega was very hot up until that at bat. 2 home runs and a single, 3 for 3. And Brian Fung at the plate now with 1 away. Dan Smith, GTL, coming your way next. And it appears we might be on time. 5:30 the scheduled start time, about 7 minutes away. Oh, it's scheduled for 5 p.m., not 5:30, so we are behind. I apologize.
Well, that's no problem. We've been dealing with the bat checks prior to, and that's what's put us a little bit behind. So looks like we may actually gain about 30 minutes.
Will Watson. And finally a base hit for the Blaze. They need to put together one heck of a 2-out rally if they're going to have a chance here.
Brings up number 24, catcher Brandon Murray.
Dan Smith is in the building. They're bringing their bats, and they'll take the field. T&R Stucco advances a final score. They win at 15-11. They'll take on either Dan Smith or GTL. That game's scheduled for about 8:30. Stay with us on USSSA.com. We'll continue our coverage of the 2009 USSSA Men's Major World Series, presented on USSSA.com by Busch Light. It's also been brought to you today by Worth, Mikan, Combat, TPS, Nationwide, Easton, and Boomba Sports. We'll be back to Disney's Wide World of Sports to continue our coverage in about 10 minutes or so. Stay with us, everyone.
Good luck for the remainder of your series.